such a winner's day. Stepped into a church, I passed along the way. Well, I got down on my knees, and I pretend to pray. You know the preacher like the cold, he knows I'm gonna stay. California dreaming on such a winter's day. California dreaming on such a winter's day. California dreaming on such a winter's day. California dreaming on such a winter's day.
Suits brought the news that I'm wanted by the bank. They say the rent is due, Caesar's on to you, so you better remember your place. Then they outsourced my job and gave a raise to my boss. Bailed out the banks that billed me for the loss. They say we must submit and be one with the machines, cause the kingdom of fear needs compliance to succeed. So wanna point the kids for fun, it's all a rage. Play born again, American resistance is the game. Smash the control machine. Work, buy, consume, die. Smash the control machine. Happy little slaves for minimum wage.
The revolution will be monetized and streamed live by a renegade Wi-Fi.
The clinics that are sick, toxic and impure, but there isn't any cure for the poor uninsured. So we live our digital lives on multiple screens, and we forget that the blood of the workers grease the machines. And the song of the fiends love discriminates, while the fat cats feed the rest their dose of daily cake. So waterboard the kids for fun, it's all the rage. And play born again, American resistance is the game. Smash the control machine. Work, buy, consume, die. Smash the control machine. Happy little slaves for minimum wage. Smash the control machine. Work, buy, consume, die. Smash the control machine. Haters, betrayers, liars, and thieves.
She sold her soul for designer clothes, for the perfect lips and the perfect nose. The winner in the end always owns the most. Reality TV told us so. Money changer, greedy banker, this is the people's house. My minister has a sinister plan to save my soul with a credit card scam. Exploitation is contagious for the selfish and self-inflated. Start a war, use the poor, watch a profit soar and soar.
Combination of wolves, ruled by sheep, owned by swine, overfed and put to sleep. And while the media elite decrees what to think, I am wide awake, on the edge and on the brink. So when Atlas slopes and the fountainhead breathes, and when Wall Street apostles preach a gospel of greed, I'll renounce the fame of this gluttonous age and be a born-again American resistance is to blame. Smash the control machine. Work, buy, consume, die. Smash the control machine. Haters, betrayers, liars, and thieves. Smash the control machine. A nation of wolves ruled by sheep. Exploitation is contagious. Exploitation is contagious. Exploitation is contagious. Exploitation.
Hush now, don't you cry. Wipe away the teardrop from your eye. You're lying safe in bed. It was all a bad dream that is in your head. Your mind tricked you to feel the pain of someone close to you leaving the game of life. So here it is, another chance. Wide awake, you face the day. Your dream is over, or has it just begun? There's a place I like to hide, a doorway that I run through in the night. Relax, child, you were there, but only didn't realize, and you were scared. It's a place where you will learn to face your fears, retrace the years, and ride the winds of your mind. Commanding in another world. Suddenly you hear and see this magic new dimension. It's a place where you will learn to face your fears, retrace the years, and ride the winds of your mind. Commanding in another world. Suddenly you hear and see this magic new dimension. I will be watching over you. I am gonna help you see it through. I will protect you in the night. I am smiling next to you in silent lucidity. I will be watching over you. I'm gonna help you see it through. I will protect you in the night. I am smiling next to you inside of lucidity.
Visualize your dream, record it in present tense, put it into a permanent form. If you persist in your efforts, you can achieve dream control. Dream control.
How are we feeling today, Dream control. Dream control. Dream control. If you open your mind for me, you won't rely on open eyes to see. The walls you build within come tumbling
illusions. I wanna feel the change consume me, feel the outside turning in. I wanna feel the metamorphosis and cleansing I've endured in. My shadow, change is coming through. Now it's my time.
This is XboxEra. We're an independent, community-funded publication focused on providing the best coverage and discussion of your favourite platform, Xbox. With best-in-class forums, a kick-ass Discord server, and awesome merch, XboxEra.com is your destination for the best news, reviews, and features focused on what you care about. With shows like the XboxEra podcast, headlines, and a whole heap of Patreon-exclusive content, we're proud to be an independent publication completely funded by you. If you value having an outlet truly focused on your preferred place to play, you can become one of the cool kids by supporting us directly via Patreon. Just head to patreon.com/XboxEra. You get cool swag and awesome perks, and we get to keep doing what we do. Become a part of the best Xbox community on the internet and help us grow even larger. Thank you for your support. Everything XboxEra does is only made possible by our community and the growing army of incredible Patreon supporters. Our executive producers and MVPs are an amazingly generous bunch, only shown up by the incredible support of our grand benefactors, Cryat56 and Assassin Entertainment. All of this under the watchful eye of our lovely XboxEra CEO, Torn Raptor. This community is the best one on the internet, and we'd love for you to be a part of it. Just head to patreon.com/XboxEra and pledge your support.
Hello friends, and welcome to another episode of XboxEra Headlines. It is Thursday, April 17th of 2025, and today Jesse and I are going to talk you through all of the latest in gaming news from across the video game industry. As a bonus for our wonderful Patreon community, they are really the best peoples, and our YouTube folks, and our Twitch folks, all of the folks. We make audio versions for these episodes available to them in Patreon for use in their preferred podcast app. But if you're on Spotify, you can link your account and listen to it right there. If you would like to become a really cool person and head over to the XboxEra Patreon, just go to patreon.com/XboxEra. Hello, Jesse. Happy Thursday.
Hi. I completely forgot to tell you, but you're coming through your camera again.
Why do you do this to me, bro?
I don't.
Why does the app do this to me?
Oh, yeah. It's Windows generally changing its default because Windows is annoying as shit. So don't change the default because it will always change it anyways as things restart and all that. Just always have it set as your specific mic in any app instead of default. That's what I've learned.
True story. I'm coming through the right place now. Okay. Don't worry, people. Hello to everybody in the chat. Happy Thursday, or in the UK we call it Fake Friday because tomorrow is Good Friday, which means a bank holiday over here, and presumably most places in the Western world.
Yep. Yeah, Amanda has work, but it's just because she's stuck at a hospital where sick people are always sick.
How dare they not take a day off from being sick? Honestly.
How you doing, John?
It's a good day today. I am in the best of moods. Folks in the XboxEra Discord will know why. A personal matter, but I am, as of today, divorced. And that is a very good thing after dragging that shit out. Not on my part for 2.5 years of nonsense. So yeah, happy Thursday to everybody. And I'll tell you another reason I'm in a really good mood. I'm looking forward to chilling out and playing some video games tomorrow because it is the XboxEra Spring Subathon for 2025. We will be playing the video games from midday UK time, 7 a.m. EST. And we're just going to hang out with you guys as we drive to try and increase subs across the Patreon, YouTube, Twitch.
Hello, Twitch.
And ideally, crowdfund some of the travel costs that are inevitably going to kick us in the arse.
If you see in that chat
SGF.
Here on YouTube, we've got our a PayPal, which is up all the time. If you ever want to donate $1, whatever, $1,000, I wouldn't say no. Pretty much anytime, because we are already planning out our Summer Games Fest travel and going to see stuff. We are credentialed, invited media. we would be once again credentialed invited media for Gamescom unless something really weird happened. And sending any of us, especially when we want to go 3 people deep to Summer Games Fest, gets pretty pricey. So anything you can do to help, because we are one of the very few independent journalism places around. We don't have any journalists, but we're press.
We are.
Oh, and by the way, I have to. Gunner sent me. These are the Reaper from Overwatch shades, as you can tell, because his bag has Overwatch on it.
Oh, nice.
These are nice. So if you wanted a more stealthy, I'm a tactical military sim player guy. I drive a pickup truck, and I got a couple of flags on them. Some of them might not always just be American. This is the way to look. These are
the glasses for you.
Yeah, these are blue blockers. It's funny because I had like the Diva ones, which I gave to Amanda, which are all like super fancy and kish, and then you get the Reaper ones, and they really are the try hard mil sim friggin'
Yeah.
I'm a sniper and fucking Arma 3 type. So
beautiful. It suits you. It's going to be a fun day. I'm looking forward to tomorrow because, I think it's fair to say, like, the whole team behind XboxEra work incredibly hard and are amazing. But a lot of the nitty gritty, the day to day, is typically me and Jesse. And unfortunately for me, I have to do a lot of the really boring stuff, like business stuff, and it's crap. So anytime I can actually just play video games all day, I'm in. So if you are a fan of Blueprints, I will be probably playing that first thing in the morning, to make it so that Jesse isn't so brutally awoken to start the day, because it's an early start in America land. But we'll be playing a bunch of co-op stuff. We'll definitely be playing a lot of Towerborn, because Microsoft have kindly said that that's absolutely okay for us to do. So if you want to see some cool gameplay,
keep an eye on this channel in 54 minutes, and you'll see a lot of Towerborn.
Yeah, I'll talk about that in a sec. We're hoping Nick can join us, but he isn't going to be a part of the podcast this Saturday because there's a lot of house renovation stuff going on for him as he's swapping rooms around. So don't expect him. But good news, we have a much better host coming in to join Jesse and myself in the form of Mr. K. Asante. So you can look forward to that on Saturday as we break down everything big that's happened this week and just generally chill out with you guys. But yeah, tune in, come and say hello, hang out with us. It's going to be fun. And if we end up going into doing some community game things with everybody joining in, like multiplayer,
like 33 Immortals, maybe.
Yeah, I'm down.
I've still never played that game.
I played it in the early beta, but I haven't played it since it launched.
I have a hard time doing the early access stuff anymore. Like even Hades 2 is amazing, but I don't know. I'd like to wait for 1.0. I think.
I understand. I get it. Anyways, as Jesse briefly alluded to momentarily there, if you are looking forward to getting your hands on the Xbox version of Towerborn, our patrons have already seen it, but if you're watching this right now and you haven't seen it, we have an exclusive 45 plus minute gameplay filled interview.
Sneak peek.
Jesse and myself sit down and play some Towerborn with
Sneak peek.
With Dan McLaren, game director from Stoic, and
not Rob McLaren,
designer, Isaac Torres. And it's
sneak peek.
It's a good conversation. There'll be an article that goes live as well. So we're really looking forward to showing that off because we worked hard on it and we love you guys.
And we understand embargoes.
Yeah. We honor the embargo lords, lest they punish us. But anyway, let's talk about the gaming news of the week. I have to admit, it's been a pretty quiet week.
Well, it's been a quiet 2 days. Everything really hit Monday and early Tuesday, which is why the Tuesday show tends to have a lot more bigger things.
But there is some cool things to talk about. Doom, the Dark Ages, following eagle-eyed patrons and Jesse noticing the special Doom controller on Phil's shelf in a recent NBC Today show interview. They've pulled the lid off of it all, and there's a bunch of really cool Doom the Dark Ages Xbox accessories that are going to be available. I think pre-orders start. I think they start today. They started yesterday. We have
two
an
of them.
Xbox Series X wrap, right? And this thing is printed both sides, which is
unbelievably nifty. It's got all like demonic symbols on the inside, and it's red, and on the outside, it's kind of like black stone with a demonic symbol on the front. And we have the Doom Special Edition wireless controller and an Xbox Elite Series 2 Doom Special Edition controller. And they all look great. Like, they all look really good, and I wouldn't mind those. We have seen, and don't worry, Bethesda, we're noticing what's going on here. We've seen all the influencers and press getting like a skull made of chocolate or something sent to them for Easter from the Doom team. You know, Jesse and I, hungry. We understand. We know. We get it. It's fun, isn't it, Jesse? It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Not bitter at all, like dark chocolate. Just no chocolate for us. Yeah. Are you going to pick one of these up? Are you?
No, I don't have any money.
Like, no, right. What about you, chat? Are you who's getting what? Are you guys going to get all of the? I actually think I prefer the standard controller to the red of the Elite Wireless 2 in this instance.
Yeah, I couldn't use this. I need back pedals. I can't play without them.
I understand.
I would do the wrap. I've got the Starfield wrap, and I realized I was like, oh, I could buy this. I'm never going to change them. It's a pain in the butt. There's all this shit around it. Like, I'm not going to yoink it out, even though it's a split second to put them on and off. Like, I'm just like, eh.
I love that wraps are a way of making the console look super, super cool on the fly, and they're much easier to produce than bespoke custom hardware. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think like they should do it more, but I don't know why they don't. Like, they should do it it's just first party release, really.
I know they could add some really cool Avowed ones, but I guess you've got to be big enough to get the wrap machine going, because it's just been Starfield, Call of Duty, military friggin' camo like always, and now Doom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, go pre-order them today if you want to check them out. I'll put a link.
Two were ready to pre-order. One wasn't. I forget which one wasn't. One was like a couple days and you can pre-order it.
Right. The standard wireless controller is available to pre-order now, as is the Elite Series 2. And all of them.
And there was one day, man. I'm not crazy. I remember reading that. Hold on.
All available today. And the wrap's available now.
Oh,
like,
that's
available to pre-order. They're not out until
April. You can pre-order the series. So what it is you can pre-order the Elite Series 2, which isn't out until the 25th. But the wrap and the regular controller you can buy right now. So it's 2 available now, as in 1 pre-order. That was it.
God, it's $200.
Yeah, that's $20 more than normal. That's about what that's what the DualSense Edge is by default. $200. The Scuff in the what the hell was the one I did? Scuffed Instinct? I can't even remember. The one I had was $245.
My God.
That they sent, like, because they take regular Xbox Series controllers and actually go in and hand modify them. So those go from $70 to $240, because they're like going in and putting in all their triggers and completely recustomizing everything. So I think that was part of the deal for having the paddles on the Elite, was they get a bunch of Xbox controllers to do that too.
Yeah, because Scuff own the patents on the paddles.
Yep. It's a very specific types. You can have the buttons that are in there, but like actual back paddles, there's something about it with them.
Yeah. But there you go. That wasn't the only thing Xbox revealed this week. They also let the lid off a whole host of, I mean, I can't think of a better way to phrase this other than ecosystem updates.
Yep.
Not the sexiest of thing to talk about, but there's a few things to kind of break down here. So the Xbox app on both iOS and Android is now going to allow users to buy games, sign up for Xbox Game Pass, and redeem your Game Pass Ultimate perks, which is great. Like, I like all of those things.
But you lost one thing.
There is a but, though. There is a caveat. And that is that if you enjoyed remote play through that app, that's now gone, and it's been put into a browser. So you just go to your Edge browser or your Chrome browser or whatever browser you're using on your phone, xbox.com/remote play, and you can play from your own Xbox using that on any device. And they gave some reasoning behind it, right? Like we know
why. They couldn't have their store and everything in there if they had remote play. That's why PlayStation has always had two apps, a remote play app and then their actual PlayStation app, which allows all the store stuff. So Microsoft had been fighting both Google and iOS pretty hard for a long time, saying, hey, we want our store shit in there. No, we're not going to give you a 30% cut because you can't play any of this natively on here. They're like, but you can play it remote play. So no, 30% cut. And so Microsoft finally gave in. No more remote play baked into the app. It's just on the web browser, which from my memory, the web browser, like cloud stuff, most of these apps are just web page wrappers anyways.
Yeah.
So it should work the same. We will see.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I used to use remote play a lot, and I like it. And they tried to somewhat successfully, you could argue, sell this as a win by the pure fact that most devices have some sort of web browser functionality.
Not the PlayStation.
And ergo, if your device has a web browser, you can play your Xbox on it, right? Oh, this is an Xbox. So that goes for my LG TV, your Samsungs, your whatever, on anything. So yeah, it's a downer that it's gone from the app, but it's still accessible and you can just log in. So that's fine. I'm fine with it, I think, right? That's all good. They've also advised that backwards compatible games as a bonus starting this month, all of those from the original Xbox and Xbox 360 will be streamable via remote play across all supported devices. So I think currently when you tried to do a back compat game and remote play, it would fall over, and now it won't. So that's good. Yeah, there you go. Fun times. That wasn't all.
No, I got 3 articles out of this. I could have had like 5 articles out of this freaking blog post. There were just so many varied things.
Yeah. They've announced that stream your own game. So if you own a game, you can now stream it on Xbox consoles. So
it had only been browser, I think, before. And I do think the use case, which you were probably going to bring up,
I was like, if I'm on an
Xbox One playing series games.
Interesting.
And
so you could
playing like, say your friend owns a game or you have a live service game that you don't have installed and they're 140 gigs and you want to just jump in and redeem something, but it's not on this console right now, you can just stream it and do that real quick. So that's like it's always like an optional benefit. Either if you haven't upgraded, I think it's a lot more useful, but if you have upgraded and you already have it and you could play it natively, this type of stuff is generally a jump in while it's downloading or just jump in to redeem or do something really quick that's not worth a full download.
Yeah, that makes sense. On the stream your own game feature, which is only available for Game Pass Ultimate members, they've added more games to that kind of feature set into Xbox Cloud Gaming. So Game Pass Ultimate members can now stream from a library of over 100 cloud playable games. They've recently added a bunch of new ones. They've given a list of games that are coming soon. Big call outs: Empire of the Ants, Bratz, Flaunt Your Fashion, Paw Patrol Grand Prix, Paw Patrol World, Predator Hunting Grounds, which is a Sony published title. No,
no, not anymore. They bought it back. The Miles Dampierre's place bought the rights back.
Oh, okay. So yeah. There's a lot there. And then I think there's some UI stuff as well, right? Am I wrong?
The game hubs are coming.
The UI thing is the Games Hub. Yeah, that's coming to everybody. You can either launch into the Games Hub or launch a game directly.
Yeah, so the Game Hub, like if you know the pop-up that comes up when you're like going to install a game, the Game Hub is a much better version of that, essentially. Like more informative, better overall. And I think it's X for Game Hub or A to Open Game by default, like or you can change it to that. Whatever. It's fine. It's good.
Yeah.
Ilphonic. So thank you, Seeking Revenge.
Yeah, that's all of the Xbox stuff. Nearly.
Hey, I got a little tiny breaking update. Lords of the Fallen version 2.0 is coming. Gives you a free Friends Pass and full shared progression crossplay and co-op, which is very nice for one of those games. They don't normally have that.
That is good.
That game's great, and people who gave it like 6 and 7s at launch are dicks.
What about people that gave Legacy of Kain like 8s and 9s?
Blinded by nostalgia.
Phil Spencer recently gave an interview to Variety.
Another one.
Bunch of stuff in there. Like lots of people focusing on one particular sentence as if it's some sort of gotcha, which makes me crack up.
Unsustainable. We always knew it, John.
Yeah, apparently a lot of outlets seized upon this as the headline is that Game Pass isn't for everyone. And if you read the conversation, he's talking about like if you only buy 2 games a year and those are the only 2 games you ever buy, why would you want to subscribe to a service? The point of it is choice. We've never taken away buying games. Yada yada yada. Look, it's a slow news week. I understand why many outlets seized upon that because it gets the old clicks going, doesn't it? Oh, love it.
That looks a lot better. I did not realize we've been doing all these streams with the chroma key on, so that's why the green on this looks so bad. Now it looks good.
Oops.
It was from Nintendo Direct when I keyed us out for the co-stream. Oops.
I wonder what my hoodie looked like. It's like a big
it has to be super neon. So that's why this was getting hit.
But elsewhere, Phil also spoke about Nintendo and the Switch 2, and iterated that he wants to support the Switch 2. And
we want to make money.
I'm a big believer, he says, in what Nintendo means for this industry and for us continuing to support them and getting the support from them for our franchises, I think is an important part of our future. So if you were waiting to see whether Phil thought that, or whether you thought that maybe they were going to release some third-party Xbox games onto Nintendo Switch, yeah, they are. Probably. So,
it is why I have asked Nintendo for Switch 2 for review purposes, because as an Xbox-focused site, a lot of their games are going to be on it, so it just makes sense.
yeah.
And it's just way too fucking expensive, so I don't want to do it the other way.
And speaking of Nintendo, they recently had their Mario Kart World Direct. Did you watch it? Did you tune in?
I couldn't give two shits about Mario Kart.
The greatest game ever made.
Mario Kart is garbage compared to Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed.
Wow.
Garbage.
I don't know. Like, I didn't watch it. I watched some bits. I read some.
I'm sure it looks fine.
Reactions to it.
It's Mario Kart Horizon-ish. So
yeah. There's new items, new weapons. There's new courses. Obviously, everything's pretty much a new course.
This looks nice for a
outfits.
handheld game. Like it looks fine.
Yeah. I mean, I'd be quite happy to play this, but like,
Yeah, but you like Smash. Ugh,
Smash is awesome. I mean, like,
horrible game.
but then I've read other stories about Nintendo today that have made my head go, huh? Some of those range from that they will not support
Cloud saves. Yeah.
for Zelda.
I don't know. I just saw the headline. I don't know the story.
I don't understand why.
I mean, they're still one of the companies that charges you for cloud saves, which is dog shit.
It's just, yeah, there's some really weird stuff. They just feel so underprepared.
And it's weird. They were so delayed. It's really weird to feel so underprepared when everything was pushed back. But like, this looks fine. This looks like Lego 2K Drive, but Mario. It looks fine. Yeah. I doubt it'll have as much content as Lego 2K Drive because they just spammed their map with stuff to do that wasn't great. And Nintendo's generally more controlling and wanting things to always feel to a certain level of production value. But yeah, this bundle is a limited time bundle and will not be sold after November. The Mario Kart World Switch 2 bundle, which I know Selfish Burrito is like, what? They're always like that on our Discord. But man, you can still buy the Mario Kart 8 bundle. It's existed forever across multiple devices. They know Mario Kart World is the big game for the year. They're not doing a Donkey Kong bundle. They're not going to do a Metroid Prime bundle, probably. That series has never sold great. Like the entire Metroid series has never sold great. This game is going to sell nonstop the entire console generation. So having a FOMO bundle right at the start of it is just typically shitty.
Oh, I love this.
Because you actually save $30 buying that bundle.
Yeah.
They probably don't want that too long.
No.
But yeah, this game looks fine. It doesn't like the last Sonic and All Stars game looked way better graphically, but that's because it was also on newer consoles and PC and stuff. I'm not expecting that, but this looks fun. They've added a few new mechanics. If it's not complete random skill-less bullshit at times, it'll be good.
Yeah, I did see some of the rail grinding and wall driving. Looks pretty cool. I saw someone, I think, dodge a blue shell by jumping at just the right moment, which I was like, "Oh, that's cool. I'm glad to see that."
It looks like it's got a fair number of tracks right off the bat,
and a nice open world to explore. Yeah, I'm looking forward to trying. I'm looking forward to trying it. Should be fun. Hopefully, they keep supporting it. Right,
Mario's in it. Thank God. I didn't know he was going to be.
Elsewhere, The Outer Worlds 2 continues its IGN first coverage with a look at some of its in-game environments.
They're pretty.
I have to say, this is such a step up.
Yep.
In visual fidelity from the previous Outer Worlds. Like, it looks really nice. Is this the same as engine for that they use for Avowed? Is this Unreal?
Yeah, they're both 5. As far as I know. I mean, the only one lately that hasn't been was South of Midnight, and I think it's just because there was no tangible benefit to completely swap, because they weren't doing the big-ass open areas like Avowed in this game are. Because Unreal Engine 4 was terrible at open worlds. Unreal Engine 5 is a little better. Yeah, these are really nice looking.
I'm playing a game for review at the moment that I suspect is Unreal Engine 4, because every time I load into a new area, the screen is completely black, apart from a couple of items and my character, and then it slowly loads in. And I'm like, whoa, I haven't seen this in a few years. But then I don't think it's Unreal at all. I actually think it's Unity. So
remember when everyone liked Unity? That John Riccitello did his work.
Great for some,
oh no, people still
things, but...
no, they just hate the company now. That's what I mean.
Yes, yeah. When they try to do silly things.
I put the link in the chat for this video if you want to see the whole thing. Unreal 30 Expedition 33 is Unreal 5. I got that answer for you right off the bat.
Boom! There you go. Fancy looking.
Look forward to a review from us. We should be on the list. We'll see. Closer to its April 24th launch. Sometimes you're just not allowed to say things.
Yeah, sometimes you just have to be quiet.
Wow, that guy looks straight out of the 90s. Giant jeans, white t-shirt poking out.
They're back in. Skinny jeans are out. Giant jeans
mullets are in for some reason. I don't understand why.
I don't understand that either. But bring back crim dams. Anyone of an alternative past in their youth wearing a crim dam? Anyone? Is that just a UK thing?
Probably. I've never heard of it.
They were
I did have jorts.
Big flared jeans called Criminal Damage. And they were like, I definitely had several pairs of them when I was a teenager. God, that feels so long ago. It's depressing.
I still have 3 pairs of jorts upstairs.
I don't know why I've been dwelling on my mortality over the last couple of days.
You're incredibly
probably
gray.
Because, well, I've been watching The Pit, which is really good.
It's being sued for being too close to ER. With the guys who made it had made ER, and now I think the people who hold the rights on their contract on ER, because they originally wanted an ER spinoff but weren't allowed to, and so now this has been very successful. So people try and get money.
Wow.
Here's hoping it doesn't delay season 2.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm halfway through season 1 right now. It's genuinely frighteningly good. Like, really intense. It's 15 episodes, 1 shift. So every episode is a real-time hour of an emergency room, and it's kind of crazy.
It's like 15-4.
Yeah, it's really, really good. Elsewhere, Xbox have started their spring sale. It has arrived. It's live today. Xbox themselves are touting it in typical kind of bravado fashion as the most games on sale in Xbox history.
I was really hoping we would be on this ad for the first Berserker Kazan, but we're not. It would have been funny. They put an 8 out of 10 from GameSpot over my score.
What was your score?
I don't even remember. That's how friggin'...
I think you gave it an 8.5 or something.
I got to look it up. It's ridiculous, but I have to look up my own thing because I don't remember, because I've already done multiple things since then. So I gave it an 8.7. That's probably why. Not a round number. Still, they put a 9. They put a 9.5. It's not round.
But that's close to 10, isn't it? That's worth the hassle.
Yeah, it was PlayStation Universe. Yeah. As well throw
But yeah,
PlayStation
so-
Lifestyle up there.
If you guys would like to save some pennies, the sale is live from now until April 30th, and you can save up to 70% on selected games.
You know, they say that.
It really says that.
I know they say that, but they said that for the anime Bandai Namco sale, and then one thing was 90% off, and a bunch of other stuff were 80. So
Who knows?
take a look. You might find something more than 70.
I pulled out a few things as I laboriously trawled through the Xbox store this morning. Dragon Ball Sparking Zero is 25% off. EA Sports FC 25 is 70% off. Call of Duty Black Ops 6 Vault Edition is 25% off. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 Gold Edition is a whopping 10% off.
Yeah, they got having some new games in there is
I know.
okay.
It's
I guess.
still nice to have a saving. Dragon Age of Valgard 45% off. Avatar Frontiers of Pandora 67% off. That's
great
worth
game.
a punt, I think. 2K25 NBA is 70% off. The Doom Anthology is 60% off. There's a bunch. Go and have a look, folks. I'll put a link in the chat to the store page. You can go and browse it on your desktop browser. Just click our link first if you'd be so kind. Go save some pennies if you want to buy. I think a lot of our users were like, hey, I bought like 15 things today. And I'm like, cool. I like that people can save money like this. Nintendo don't believe in sales, though. That's why their games never drop in price, because
they believe in 10% at most, maybe 20.
Elsewhere in news, Bethesda is selling slices of the original Elder Scrolls Online servers, offering people a chance to own a piece of Elder Scrolls Online history. It's a unique slice of the original Blade, framed alongside a plaque celebrating a decade of Bethesda's MMORPG. This is written by Jordan Midler over at VGC. There are only 2,000 of these commemorative pieces made, and they're currently available for pre-order from the Bethesda Gear Store. Now, we spoke a little bit about Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remastered and how they've leaked online. One of the news stories that was appearing earlier today was that the website is now being or the game itself is being referenced on Bethesda's website, which suggests
and some of their source code.
Yeah, Bethesda is themselves
Or
looking to gear
HTML.
this up. But we were having a discussion, and we're like, where are they announcing this? Is there an Elder Scrolls Online event next week?
Yeah, they had a whole thing starting around the 3rd, which is when that guy was saying it was originally coming, but it was an event starting in ESO, and then I think that event ends on the 23rd or something, or it ends next week at some point, but people had guessed there might be a partner preview next week, but then like Nate and Grub both said they've heard nothing about it. So there's an Elder Scrolls Online event that ends next week. I don't know that there's any like live streams or anything around it. I don't know what the hell people are. I don't know what this whole situation is annoying because of insiders.
Yeah, I guess it's just it's an odd one. Like, who knows why, when, or what they're going to do? The Xbox. I'm presuming this is the Xbox International podcast with a super chat. Hey, you guys, tell Microsoft to make me a Doom Special Edition console and not a wrap. Grr. I mean, I'll be honest, man. You just got to look at the round the world today and look at the economy and be like, there's a reason that they're wraps. They're quick, cheap to make, and they can sling them out for anything. Like making a bespoke custom piece of hardware with special noises. It's not the done thing anymore because people aren't buying their hardware. So why would they do that? Maybe it would sell hardware, you might say to me. I doubt it.
No. Everyone stopped doing bespoke limited edition consoles for a reason.
Yeah.
Like you don't see them from any, like Sony does their plates. Nintendo will do a few occasionally here and there, and they're pretty low effort. And they were still selling their console nonstop, and they kind of stopped doing it. But I think the wrap is the best alternative. You just have this thing, and they can just put it around it, and most people aren't going to look at that and go, "Ugh, a wrap." They're just going to go, "You're a nerd."
Yeah, nerd. Buzz Swan in the chat, bring back special 360 faceplates. I loved the OG 360 faceplates. I used to have the paneled wood one with the red and green stripe. I don't know why. I thought it looked cool, but it was cool, I guess. Maybe. Tell me I'm cool, please. Validate me.
You're old.
Okay. Next up, GTA 5 Enhanced Edition is on PC Game Pass, and good news, it has a separate achievement list from the console version. I installed all 200 gig of that motherfucker earlier today.
It's 140, I thought.
It was 200 on the Windows Store for me. I don't know if that included multiplayer or something. I mean, I just clicked install.
Because it's not just Enhanced Edition. So you get Legacy Edition and Enhanced Edition access. And if you want, you can play through Legacy Edition, which looks and runs worse. So I don't know why you really want to. But then import your save file over to Enhanced Edition and get achievements in both unlocked. Or just play through both all the way. I would just say just play through Enhanced Edition. It is a lot better looking and running.
Fair. I'm going to try it out. I haven't played GTA in forever.
They play really well. Really well on PC, especially at a higher frame rate. They play great. I know.
Red Dead 2 really on PC.
It goes down to $20 on Steam and stuff.
I've got it on my wish list, so I'm just waiting for it to happen.
Much like this one, this game does require you to have the Rockstar launcher, and it goes through that. It's not like a bespoke Windows version, even though it is a native install. You are playing the Rockstar launcher version, so you're. And I don't think you can buy this version. You can't buy the Windows Store version. It's just in PC Game Pass, because it literally is just the Rockstar launcher version with Xbox presence, so you get Xbox achievements.
Fine by me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can go do that. I'm going to check it out, I think. Word of the day must be bespoke. Yeah. Next up for our bespoke
the bad news block.
Yeah, it's a vicious cycle. God, game developers' website runs really slowly. Translator unions call out keywords for lowballing contract workers. This is Chris Kerr, news editor over at GameDeveloper.com. Translator unions Audio Visual Translators Europe, AVTE, and Trimity have called out multinational game service provider keywords for ignoring their requests for collective bargaining. Both organizations have accused keywords of prioritizing the race for profit over the needs of translation workers and claim their attempts to open a dialogue with the company to secure better compensation for freelance translators has been met with a wall of silence. AVTE is an umbrella association representing national unions across Europe and beyond, and Trimity represents multimedia translators in Italy. It does sound Italian. Mainly working in the subtitling and video game industries, and is a section of Italian union ACTA. Both of these union groups claim keywords has gained a competitive edge in the translation industry by applying an aggressive profit-first logic to the detriment of both internal employees and external contractors. Oof. This is more deep games industry stuff. So the people who make those games legible, readable, listenable in other countries aren't being paid fairly, it seems. And they've accused keywords of deliberately making that hard.
Quite often the removal of crunch in Western dev is the addition of crunch in Eastern dev. Correct.
Now, they claim the company has yet to respond to any of these as of April 14th of this year. GameDeveloper.com has reached out to keywords for comment, but there doesn't seem to be any response to this story as of yet. Oof. That's not good, is it?
Don't worry, the next story is... no, wait, it's even worse.
Gamers with a U group has let a load of people go. They've shut down PC Invasion, and they've continued layoffs. This is the media group behind Destructoid and Prima Games, and apparently they've axed more positions. This is from Diego Arguello, a contributor over at GameDeveloper.com. So these are the folks that own Twinfinite, XboxEra, Destructoid, Prima Games. They've reportedly laid off more staff across the company. It was spotted by GamesIndustry.biz. A number of workers impacted by the latest round of cuts shared the news on LinkedIn.
It was spotted by a company that was gutted and lost almost all of its employees, because that's just what game journalism is right now.
Yeah. Support independent journalism. Head to patreon.com/
Join us tomorrow.
Hit that like button.
At the XboxEra Spring Subathon 2025. If you like us and want us to exist, we need you there.
Yeah. That includes Operation Sports assigning editor Christian Smith, Gamers Group Evergreen Updates editor Chris Jex, lead data analyst Thomas Talentire, and SEO manager Joanna Turner, and content strategist Anne Banks. Most of these employees have been working for gamers for years. Jex, for example, started as a contract writer for Twinfinite back in 2015 before rising through the ranks to become contract managing editor in August of 2022. Others were let go at the very beginning of their tenure. And then PC Invasion has apparently been completely shuttered, with them closing it down. Yesterday, ex-employees at the outlet noticed that the site is no longer active. It currently redirects to Prima Games. I don't think I've ever read PC Invasion, so maybe that's one that I had no idea existed.
It's your fault. By the way, thank you, Seeking Revenge, for the Twitch Prime. I am going to start manually cataloging all Twitch and YouTube subs, all Twitch and YouTube donations, new Patreon members and gifted Patreon memberships, and PayPal earnings, because we're going to have a bunch of incentives for tomorrow that are almost all aimed at this guy. I'm kidding, they're not. One of them is you play scary games.
What horror game are people going to make me play? I need to get it installed.
I don't know. They'll probably want me to choose. It'll have to be something we have access to, obviously. I'll figure out something.
I can obviously stream Half-Life Alyx as well, but I don't know how far I am away from Jeff.
It's decently far in.
Yeah, this is a rubbish news report. I don't like reading it.
No, it's not
but
good.
look, this is the reality. People that are watching and listening right now, if you're a games media website, unless you're doing constant guides and constant evergreen bullshit and SEO and brain rot, it's really hard to keep things profitable and stay alive. We're very lucky that, primarily...
You have a lot of ideas. Like that one.
Yeah. Crazy ideas. But we couldn't do anything that we've done over the last 2 years, 6 years without you guys. So big thank you for keeping us alive. In further bad news, God, this is just
the last one.
Crap.
I know. I finished on it. Oh wait, no, it's bad too.
Yeah.
There's no good news. You'll have to find good news to finish on.
I'll find some good news. Niantic, after selling to Scopely a couple of months back, they've now laid off 68 employees following its sale.
It was a spin-off, so they sold off. This was still a company they had that was a spin-off that wasn't a gaming company. But it's still 68 people losing their jobs after the company just made $3.5 billion.
They span off Niantic Spatial, which is a company that to all the walking around that you do in Pokemon Go, as an example. And now they've lost their jobs, or will lose their jobs, on May 20th of 2025. The cuts are announced on March 20th, the very same day that Hankey announced layoffs via an internal email, which was subsequently posted on the Niantic website. This has been public because of the Warren report, which is a US California law where if a certain number of people are being made redundant, they have to publish it.
Yeah, right? Which is where we saw some of the Activision stuff early on.
Yeah.
But yeah, we made $3.5 billion. You're fired. I know businesses have to operate in their best interests for the short and long term, but it just feels like shit because $3.5 billion is an insane amount of money.
Such a stupid amount of cash. I don't like it. I'm not happy about it. I'll tell you what else people aren't happy about. Sony PlayStation have put some prices up again for PlayStation Plus. Who's affected this time? It looks like Canadians, Turkey, and Australia.
Big time on Turkey as well. Over 55%.
55%.
Because it was incredibly cheap there, but Turkey has a lot of inflation problems, and people would normally go there to try and get cheap games and PlayStation Plus. And so now Steam, Microsoft, and Sony have all raised their regional pricing a lot in there. But Sony's also done it a fair amount in Canada, a lot in Australia. They had done it in Mexico and South America, like Central and South America, a week or two ago. Pretty much everywhere but the U.S. to combat rising prices in the U.S.
This sucks.
And yeah, it's barely been covered at all. Because of course. So when we say there's an Xbox tax, the tax is that they are covered correctly, and people are outraged when something like "we're going to double gold" comes out. People get mad, and it gets covered a lot, and it's good, and things change. But when other companies that people grew up really liking or are super rough if you aren't incredibly deferential to them in your coverage and will blacklist you, do shitty things, it gets mostly ignored. So it sucks. It's just, it's
underreported.
annoying. They should all be
perhaps.
attacked when they do shitty stuff.
Oh dear.
I don't care about the console warrior version of the Xbox tax. That is a stupid one.
It's all stupid.
Yep.
All right. I need to find some good news now.
Yeah, we got time, man.
try
We got
and,
another 15 minutes if
wrap
you want.
this show up on. First of all, I'm going to tell you that if you really liked the look of sci-fi open world game on the Switch called Star Overdrive, then good news, it is coming to Xbox, PlayStation, and Steam this summer. Link is in the chat if you want to have a read. But yeah, this is Star Overdrive. It was, I think, very enjoyed on Switch.
Why don't they have a newer trailer so that it doesn't look like a Switch game? Oh well, I'll just play the Switch one.
Yeah, I'm curious what it looks like on obviously more powerful hardware, but I guess we'll find out, right?
Yeah, it was a solidly reviewed title. I have no idea what it is or what it's about, but having access to more stuff in other areas
I like hoverboards,
is good.
So
Yeah,
why
this will
not?
probably not run at this frame rate on your console or your PC. It's gonna look a lot better and run a lot better because for a
Look a
Switch
lot
game, this isn't
crisper.
bad. Yeah,
Yeah,
but this is obviously this is the Switch version, so I have absolutely no idea. Is there a newer trailer in that news piece? Maybe I should have looked at
I
that.
don't think so.
God damn it! Oh, they have an
Sorry.
Accolade trailer. That's it.
Yeah. That's
So
it.
just imagine this, but better in every way because the Switch is very old hardware and was not good when it was new.
True story. And just as a heads up, I think we mentioned it on Tuesday's headlines. Metro developers 4A Games were celebrating their 15-year anniversary with the series for Metro, and as such, we're giving away Metro 2033 across Xbox, GOG, and Steam. I indeed redeemed the game on Steam with no issues, but after I wrote the story, I did try and redeem it on Xbox to no avail.
It just said install, right?
Yeah,
They messed up and made it. Yeah.
It felt like a free to play for 2 days, kind of free
was like,
weekend type thing.
Yeah, free play days set up.
And yeah, lots of people complained about it. 4A Games have acknowledged that it wasn't working as they'd intended. I don't think it was their fault. I saw some dude on Twitter like, "You're lying," and I'm like, "Whoa, cool your jets."
There are
They
fewer
went in-
shittier jobs than community manager on social media.
True story. But they have promised that they will make things right and run the promotion again just for the Xbox fans out there for Metro 2033. As soon as we know that it's live again, we will let you know. But yeah, don't fret. You will probably be able to redeem it at some point soon. Bit of a bummer. But otherwise, congrats to those devs for 15 years of really good games. I mean, a bit of horror, so not my jam, but good games by all accounts. Good for them. And that's about it. That's about all the news, my lovely people. As previously mentioned, we will be live tomorrow from 7 a.m. EST, 12 p.m. UK time for a lengthy, probably 12 hours, knowing us, or longer.
Maybe more if it goes really well. Yeah.
The sole intent, it's the XboxEra Spring Subathon. We've got a lot of crazy, scary expenses of travel and costs to go to events and things this year that we can barely afford. So if you can help us out in getting there by subscribing to our Patreon, by donating directly, by putting a Prime sub on Twitch, all of these things are going to help. But you can come hang out with us. I'm sure we'll be probably giving away some games throughout the day. So make sure you're a member of the XboxEra Discord. Head to discord.gg/XboxEra. There'll be lots of fun and shenanigans. And, oh, you know what? Let's do a giveaway for a Console Warrior edition of Console Wars, the card game, because why not?
We'll find a
I
good
can do that.
incentive to get to that.
Yeah, I can do that.
14,000 on the PayPal.
But yeah, and speaking of which, if you are in the UK and Europe, just to give an update on Console Wars, all of the games have been shipped. if you were one of the backers that did not receive their DLC pack, those are all being shipped as well. So it will be resolved, and fret not. If you haven't left a review or shared your thoughts, please do reach out to us on Twitter, share a photo. You can head to boardgamegeek.com and drop a review. There is one really sad guy out there that has created 5 or 6 sock puppet fake accounts, just
including
to
you
drop
and
a
me.
one. Yeah, he's even named them after ourselves and the business. Because, I mean, is there any sweeter irony than a console warrior console warring about Console Wars, the card game? I don't think so. To the extent that I might actually use some of his wonderful reviews in our marketing because I think it's hilarious. But you know, if you want to go drop a actual honest thoughts review, and genuinely, when I say honest, I don't mean just slap a load of 10s in there. I actually want the feedback because that's useful. Please do so. It would be most appreciated.
When are the US ones going out? Do we know?
That is the next part I was going to mention. So if you are an American, Canadian, or Mexican that have ordered Console Wars, the card game, the last update I had was that they will be moving across to the fulfillment center towards the end of this week. So today, tomorrow. Obviously, I'm bearing in mind Easter, but our fulfillment center in the US has all the details. They are ready to rock and roll, and they should start shipping out and being received. America's big, so I presume it takes a little bit longer to send a package.
Yeah, it's pretty big. It's very fast, though.
Well, good. Great. I look forward to seeing how fast it can be because you guys should start hopefully getting them next week. And then we're on to the next thing. We're launching it live on May the 12th on Amazon. So keep an eye out. I will say that one of our partners here in the UK are going to get their hands on around 25 or so Kickstarter editions, which is a deal we worked out with them. These editions will be shipping with the exclusive Kickstarted card because it's a
very strong card.
So they'll be very rare soon enough. There were only 770 cards made. So if you want to get in on that, keep an eye out. I will make some noise on the Discord as well. Other than that, though, folks,
9 minutes.
Tomorrow. No, I don't have to drag it out to an hour.
9 minutes. No, I'm saying in 9 minutes, keep an eye on this channel.
Oh,
you're going to get a ping.
You, please continue, sir.
We played roughly 40-ish minutes with the game director and combat lead in Towerborn. I played on Xbox. John played on the Microsoft Store and PC. And we've got footage of all that. It's a long, good interview full of fun info, and it lets you see the unbelievable amount of changes that are hitting that game. If you have been playing it on Steam in early access, you're not losing everything. They did go through in detail. They're doing one wipe for the Steam people, then they will never do a wipe again. But you're not losing some of the more accounty-based stuff. It's just more like the whole character progression and everything's changing. So all that's getting reset.
But like the Steam version, the early access version had exclusive like cosmetics and stuff for those founders.
Yeah.
You'll be able to link your Xbox account to your Steam account and play across all of it.
Yep.
It all looks rather good. So keep an eye out. We'll play some more Towerborn tomorrow as part of the Spring Subathon, but do give the interview and the 45-minute video a watch if you can and a read because frankly, we put a lot of effort into this stuff. This is the stuff that frustratingly might not get as many clicks as when does Doom the Dark Ages come out? Is Doom the Dark Ages on Nintendo Switch? Billion clicks. Yeah. Like this is the internet. So help us out. Click those things.
Join the Patreon. We get to make more of them because we don't have to worry about clicks. We just worry about the patrons.
We are all about the patrons. Other than that, though, folks, Jesse and I will be back after the Subathon. We'll be back on Saturday as well with the XboxEra podcast. No Nick this week. So either you're going to be celebrating.
We didn't lose any handsomeness, though.
Being really sad. No, we've actually had an extra dose of handsome devil with the wonderful TKO Asante joining us for chit chats about video games and just generally getting into tech and stuff.
I'm going to make the hardest name a game of all time.
Yeah, I like watching him struggle, actually. That's fun. That's fun. Let's do this. All right. Until then, people, much love to you all. Thank you for all the support, and we'll see you tomorrow for the Subathon. Ciao for now.
Bye-bye.
this be